Good evening and welcome to the Oliveboard platform. My name is Marut Sharma and I'm here to throw some essential light on the fact or on the topic of what are the most important and the most desired posts in the SSC CGL. The recent notification has been announced recently. All of us are aware about that, and dot on time, right? And a lot of speculations, a lot of anticipations, a lot of ambiguity has been cleared. Everything now is coming back on track. All that fear, that associated problem, everything has vanished somewhere, and we are all charged up and ready towards our goal of SSC CGL 2025. Now, if we go through the detailed notification, everything seems to be almost at par and to the level of what has been happening so far. So there is no major change so far. Okay. So keeping in mind, our practice has to be related to the same level only, just a little bit fluctuation and variation, so that if something new comes up while you're giving your exam, you are just not taken aback. That is the thing we need to keep in mind, right? Now, before I proceed further, I request you all to like this session right away and share this across platforms wherever you are a part of, because this can actually be beneficial for those new starters, those new students in SSC who are not aware about what are the most popular posts and will only get to know after maybe a few months, after maybe they have filled the form, or after maybe they have attempted it once and unfortunately not been able to clear it. So a lot of people, they are not aware about what are the top choices of people and why is it so, why aspirants choose some particular posts. So I'll give you a breakdown about the popular posts, and also I'll tell you about the pay band levels of all the posts covered by SSC. So that is going to give you a brief information that what each post carries for you as far as the financial remuneration is considered. Okay. So let's start. But before we start, see, this is not here for, nothing. I don't have to say anything else. I am just moving aside and I'm letting you see this slide. I'm letting you get motivated for the next few seconds. And this is not a joke. This is absolutely serious. SSC CGL 2024. A lot of negative impact was created in the last few months after the results were declared. I'm sorry to say this, but it's very honest. To gain sympathy of all those law students, there was a negative narrative which was being created around it. But finally now it has done. It is all settled down and we are ready for the next session. So, soak this in. And just have a look at this. These are the selected candidates of SSC CGL 2024. The toppers AIR1 of both JSO and the main examination were a part of the Oliveboard platform. So if you are here, you are at the right place. Okay. Now, moving forward, this has been picked up from the notification only. We have actually taken it from the notification and I have detailed everything here. If you have any doubts, issues, you can put it. This is not a video. This is not recorded. I am live right now. So if you have any issues, you can also put it in the chat box for me. Okay. Now, I'll give you a rough read through. So there are 4 major pay levels which are covered by SSC here for Group B and Group C posts. Okay, for Group B and Group C posts, they are all non-gazetted posts. Okay, we are not talking about the Assistant Audit Officer. Okay, so pay band level 7, level 6, level 5, level 4 as per the 7th Pay Commission. These are the ranges of basic pay. 44,900 to 1,42,400. Okay. The next is a step lower, 35,400 to 1,12,400. The next is a step lower, 29,200 to 92,300, and a step lower, 25,500 to 81,100. Now so the grade pays have almost been done with, but grade pay still give you a better understanding. Okay. So majorly 4,600 grade pay lies here. Majorly, some of it, 1 or 2 may lie here. 4,200 lies here majorly. Okay, 2,200, 2,800, 2,400, 1,900 goes on further. Right? So that's how you decide with the grade pay. That this is the grade pay. This much pay based on this grade, and then they keep on growing. So these are all basic salaries. Now what all is added in the basic salary? That's the basic salary. Almost you can say 30 to 40% you can take up the dearance allowance. Right? So almost multiplied by 1.5, almost. Okay. And apart from that, we add the house rent allowance. Now HRA depends on city to city. It varies. There are 3 groups of cities: city X, city Y, city Z. So larger the city, the bigger the area, metropolitan cities, etc. will fetch larger HRA incomes. Smaller the city, smaller the HRA, right? So accordingly, it will be There'll be a variation. So that will also affect the final pay in hand of an officer in some other city and some other city. There is also travel allowance, TA, and there is DA, dearance allowance on travel allowance. So there is, everything is, and there are other additions. Then there are other deductions towards your health, CGHS scheme, CGEIHS scheme. There are other schemes which are a part of all this. So there are deductions. There are deductions to the NPS Tier 1, right? So there are deductions for that. So, and then of course there is some tax deducted if you are falling in the tax bracket. So this is how a salary slip roughly looks like. So these are just basic pay levels. This you can simply multiply it by 1.5, approximately 1.5 to 1.7, and somewhere in that range you can expect the salaries to be. Okay. Now pay level 7, of course, because of the pay primarily. So there are two things which are decisive factors for any aspirant or any student to choose a particular post. The primary reason of any aspirant to become a government exam aspirant is a government job, okay, but why? So it is money, it is power, and the most important is security. We are all aware of that. You're all here on the same page. So security is the main purpose, because private jobs don't offer as much security. This is what is the main, story, the main narrative in the market is private jobs don't provide as much security, and that is why a lot of students rush towards government jobs. The second thing is money. Of course, money, there's a huge gap. I mean, in the government service also, you can earn up to a certain level, but private companies can offer more. There's no cap there. But anyways, reaching that level is very difficult there. There's a lot of competition everywhere, of course. And the third thing, which is additionally in a government job, is power. And trust me, it motivates a lot of students to fill up forms for a particular post, which is power. So, Yogesh, so far no. So after retirement, this is still going on under the new pension scheme. Some states are reintroducing the OPS, the old pension scheme again. But so far, whatever the news is, they are all following new pension scheme only. Under new pension scheme category, you will, let's say from your salary, they will deduct some amount. So let's say they deduct 2,000 rupees from your account, and 2,000 rupees the government, your department will also deposit. So 4,000 every month will be deposited in an NPS account, which will be invested in some, I'm going into extreme details here, but it is invested in some tier A, tier 2 markets. There is an NAV which is offered, and gradually, so the more you grow, the more the contributions are towards tier 1 and tier 2, more is taken from your salary. And when you're reaching superannuation, so that is when you are at the age of your retirement, there will be a huge corpus which is there for you from that market investment. From that, you can choose up to some percentage to take it as lump sum on retirement, and the rest of the amount is divided into installments, and they keep on supplying with you but the amount of pension comes out to be lower than what it used to be in OPS. Okay, and there is a certain cap to it also. That's how pension works now. So pension after retirement like old years is not happening. A lot of people are fighting for that, but not yet. Okay. So now the popular posts in this category, they are assistant section officers in all the various ministries. So this is CSS, Central Secretariat Service, very popular. Central Secretariat Service, I'm talking to you additionally apart from what I'm going to tell you here. This is very popular for those who want their postings to be in Delhi NCR, Delhi region, that is. So they have families here, they belong to Delhi, or they want to migrate to Delhi. So primarily they hit at this, and this is mostly a desk job. So there's no field work involved. You will be a 9 to 5, 9 to 6 person sitting on a desk working, right? So there are people who are looking for this comfort in their life. So Central Secretariat Service, Assistant Section Officer is one of the most popular posts there. Intelligence Bureau, okay, IB, you will be connected to a lot of investigative matters. There will also be paperwork. So AEOs, anywhere if you see, there will be a lot of paperwork and parallel desk jobs as well. Very few AEOs will get to be field officers. Okay, so a lot of desk job is involved when you are in a ministry. Okay, but postings vary, they keep on varying, right? Railways, not very popular through the SSC examination, but you can, and the vacancies are almost very less usually. External affairs are another very popular post. Okay, there was a time when this had almost died down because the vacancies were not as much, but now they have picked up in the last few years, and picked up so much so that they have crossed the most popular post in that category also. Earlier, income tax inspectors and GSTA, that is excise inspectors, used to be on the top list, top priorities for aspirants, apart from examiners and preventive officers. But now, mostly ASO MEA is the top job for everybody, right? Why? Because it offers you an exposure in foreign services. So you are subordinates to IFS officers, Indian Foreign Service officers. You get postings in consulates, in various other departments. I'll talk to you in detail about this later on. Okay, AFHQ, electronics, information technology, other organizations. Okay, this also includes, now these are all Group B posts. Inspector of Income Tax, also known as ITI. Now ITI is a Group C post. Okay, others, everything is Group B. They are all non-gazetted. Inspector, Central Excise Preventive Officer, Examiner, they are in Group B, CBIC. What is the difference? So GST Inspector, now these, till now no post was a uniform post, but this also another powerful post because of uniforms. So there's an associated uniform with it. The khaki uniform is for the GST Inspector, right? There is a white color customs uniform for the preventive officer. They are majorly posted at airports and docks, and no uniform for the examiners. The examiners are, I think, as far as I know, no uniforms are compulsory for the examiners. The others are uniform jobs, but they are not compulsory. Again, if you're posted in a ministry, it is compulsory, otherwise it's not. So this is one of the other lucrative reasons why students are pulled towards this service. It's a 3-star position. Okay. So after that, we have Assistant Enforcement Officer for the Directorate of Enforcement. Okay, Enforcement Directorate, ED. This is another very popular post because of power. Everything, and as I'm telling you, it's associated with money because it's falling in this category, and power. So these are the two most driving factors, and the third one being job security. Then next we have Sub Inspector, CBI, we have Inspector posts. So now as we go down, the number of vacancies will also reduce and the popularity will also reduce. Okay, the age limit for all these posts are generally 20 to 30 years or 18 to 30 years, depends, varies, right? But maximum limit 30 years is taken for general category people. Now pay level 6, so one step lower, we have Assistant Section Officer in some other ministries apart from mentioned here. Okay, they are also in Group B, but they are a step lower here. So 4600 pay, grade pay, 4200 grade pay. Then this includes Executive Assistant, which has been introduced this year onwards in Central Board of Indirect Taxes, that is Group B, Research Assistants, Divisional Accountants, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Sub Inspector, NIA, Sub Inspector, Junior Intelligence Officer, Narcotics Control Bureau, Junior Statistical Officer, JSOs. Then for this, statistics is important, is necessary. Okay, so you have to be careful. The eligibility of education also changes for some posts. Investigator grade 2, Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA. Again, an Office Superintendent. This is also a new post which has been introduced. OS. Central Board of Direct Taxes. OS is in the Income Tax Department, and your Executive Assistant, EA, is in CBIC Group B. Now, this level is between a TA and an inspector. Okay, so earlier you used to be hired only at TA or only at inspector. This was not being taken from examinations. This was only through promotion. Okay, there was a position known as STA before, Senior Tax Assistant, which was later changed to Executive Assistant. So Executive Assistant comes after Tax Assistant. So the hiring direct at this position was never there, but now it is there. It is not only filled by promotion, but also by your examination. So this has been introduced now, EAs and Office Superintendents. So a level before inspectors. Okay, 4200 grade pays. Age limits again 18 to 30 years, and for JSO it is 18 to 32 years. Now the next step lower, auditors under Comptroller and Auditor General of India, CGDA, other ministry departments, they are all Group C now. Okay, we are coming a step lower. Accountants, Group C again, age limit is 18 to 27 years. The pay band is also reducing now. 4600, 4200, we are coming down to 2800 now, 2400 and 1900. These are the other grade pays. This is the last leg. Lot of vacancies come under this category also. So lot of vacancies here. The Central Board of Indirect Taxes and the Central Board of Direct Taxes give a lot of vacancies every year. So that is why also this becomes popular, because the chance for getting a government job is higher. Okay, so again at pay level 7 for inspectors and at pay level 4 for tax assistants. Okay, and this year for pay level 6 also there is going to be a good chance because of executive assistants and office superintendents. Now this is postal assistant, sorting assistant, Department of Posts. A lot of people don't know what is Department of Post. Department of Post means the letters and all which you are posting, the GPO. So in the post offices you will be posted, right? These are these are postal assistants, etc., sorting assistants in Department of Posts. Senior Secretariat Assistant, Upper Divisional Clerks, UDC. SAA in Military Engineering Services, Group C, but very less vacancy. Tax Assistant, CBDT, CBIC, Group C, and Sub Inspector, Central Bureau of Narcotics, Group C. So these are the two most popular category posts for pay band level 4. Okay, people do join here. And the age limit is 18 to 27 years. Be careful about that. There are certain posts in these where additionally your medical and physical requirements are also there. So there are posts like Inspector Central Excise Examiner Preventive Officer, that is the GST Inspector, Inspector Sub Inspector in CBN, Central Bureau of Narcotics, Sub Inspector Junior Intelligence Officer in NCB, and Sub Inspector in CBI and NIA. All these positions, UDC, SSC and BRO, etc., they have specific requirement for physical standards, physical test and medical standards also. So apart from this, there are other requirements. If you are going to become an inspector in, let's say, GST, because that's a uniform job, it's not there in ITI, it's not there in Income Tax Inspector, but it's there in GST Inspector. There has to be a certain height criteria which needs to be matched. There has to be certain, you need to run certain kilometers of rounds in a certain stipulated time, and there are other activities which happen there. So those need to be qualified to move for the selection. Okay. Now let's proceed with the top 4 most popular posts which I am here for majorly. So the first one is Assistant Section Officer, ASO in Ministry of External Affairs. Let me tell you, even AIR1 last year, SSC CGL 2024 AIR1 has chosen this post for his future. So be careful how popular this is. And there is a huge, huge competition for this. Department is Ministry of External Affairs. Grade pay is 4600. In-hand salary, this is not justified totally, because this is just somewhat more than your basic pay, but then as I told you, it also will include your HRA from the city. The DA has increased substantially now, okay, and there are other changes, other deductions also. So this is roughly close to that, but you can expect more than this, okay. This is not the exact number. Your work is handling international affairs, diplomatic tasks, documentation. So you will be subordinates or staff members reporting to your IFS. Okay, under secretaries for first secretary, second secretary, and all these people who are parts of in India, wherever there are various passport offices, you can be posted there. Regionally, you can either be posted in the Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi NCR. So you know that in New Delhi, in the Ministry of External Affairs, you can be posted. So these postings are majorly desk versions of this job, and you will or you might get a foreign posting as well. It is going to be timed. You cannot always be there. There is going to be a time. There is a certain period which you need to go ahead and do that. And that is again another very lucrative reason why students choose this. But remember, there is a catch here. You can't just choose any country of your choosing. You will be posted in a certain order. So there has to be a compulsory service of at least minimum a year. So there are A country, B country, C country. So there are countries where we don't have very good relationships with, but we have a consulate there, we have an embassy there. So, and otherwise there are war-struck countries. So all these countries you will have to spend some time there also. Then you progress further, and then you progress further, and then after spending a good amount of time, maybe you will get a posting in some top tier country. So don't expect right away. If a lot of students have come across who have the dream of, going outside the country and then be a part of this service. So this is a backdoor entry for them. Don't do that. That's not going to happen. Okay. So there also you are part of consulates, you are part of embassies. There are other desk jobs involved there, and there are other field work also. Maybe. Okay. So that is why, but the job is very challenging and exciting. It holds a lot of power, and it holds a lot of excitement in students, and that is why aspirants go for this ASO, Ministry of External Affairs, right? Chance for foreign postings, working with embassies, diplomats, etc. Right? Next one is your Inspector of Income Tax, ITI, but this one particularly comes under Group C, despite having the same grade pay. The others are Group B. Okay, so Group A is through UPSC. Hopefully you are all clear about that. So your Inspector of Income Tax, department is Central Bureau of Direct Taxes, CBDT. Direct taxes means those taxes which everybody pays after the income. Okay, so whatever individual incomes we earn or organizations earn, whatever they earn, on the income, whatever tax is given directly to the government is known as income tax. So, or for that, whatever department has been formed is known as Central Board of Direct Taxes. Your grade pay is 4,600, in-hand salary. Again, the same thing I'm telling you here. This is a rough figure. This is not exact. This is not even close sometimes. City to city, it will variate, and also basic pay plus a good amount of DA. So you'll have to add that. So this is not close to that amount. Work, you have to investigate tax evasion. The work is very serious. The involvement is pretty high of an income tax inspector. Don't take this work lightly. Even if it is restricted to desk job sometimes. It is a field and a desk job parallelly. So mostly you will be restricted to desk. You will be doing a lot of paperwork and you have to be involved very mentally in this job. This is not, it's not a typical government job which a lot of students aim for. That, oh, I'll just sit like this. I'll just spend some time, go for lunch break, come back, spend my time 9 to 5 and go back home. The first question when I ask students, why do you want to go for a government job? Yeah, security and all, everything is there, but nobody gives that reason. I want to serve my country. And then we all know what happens. So unfortunately, that is not going to happen here. This is actually a very challenging job. It has a lot of challenging tasks. You have to investigate a lot of people silently. And it can be dangerous sometimes because you might ruffle hands with people who are not on the white side of the society. So that can create problems, right? You will be part of raids, etc. And there is very sensitive information in your hands. So be very careful. This is not as, it may appear lucrative. There is a lot of power associated with it, but don't just go for that blindly. Think about what you are thinking, what you are expecting from a job, right? So investigating tax evasion, collecting income tax, conducting financial inquiries. The power associated, as I told you, direct authority to inspect individuals, businesses for tax compliance, etc. Right? So for income tax raids, etc., whatever you've heard about, very popular thing, and the primary reason why a lot of people want to go here, the power it commands, the respect it commands in the society, so that they are a part of that, but not primary part of that. There are other reporting officers and they are just assisting officers. Okay. The next one is, so now for a long time I have been saying a lot of things, so I need a break. We all need a break, and this is a break right here for you, but a break with a very important information. Today is the 12th of June and this sale lasts only till tomorrow. So till the 13th of June, the Big Bang sale is going on, and this sale has been specifically rolled out because of the notification being released. So we are very careful about our students. We are caring for them, and that is why flat 54% off is being offered on the SSC Super Elite subscription. So if you go for the Super Elite subscription, that is, you will be part of all the batches, whatever running batches, whatever upcoming batches are there for you planned for the SSC CGL examination and other examinations as well for SSC. You will be a part of all those. You'll get all the material, all the class, all the videos, everything. Courses, notes, mocks, typing test, everything is for you. 1394 only. It's a throwaway price, guys, literally. Trust me. And AIR1 Manjot Singh was part of one of these batches last year, GSO, right? And the code is BIG. Be careful about that. And I'll also show you a brief batch information here. Okay. So we are very soon going to start. So you can see this on the Oliveboard application and the web page as well. So we are very soon going to start with the SSC CGL Tier 1, Tier 2 crash course. Okay. Complete crash course 2.0 in the English medium and Hindi medium as well, revision plus practice, and this is going to happen on 16th June 2025. So very soon we are going to start afresh with the crash course, and don't go on the name. Crash course does not imply that we are simply going to mug up things on a very fast paced scale. No, that's not going to happen. We are, despite it being a crash course, we have sufficient time, so we are going to give you a good coverage for both Tier 1 and Tier 2. And in that case, you are going to understand those concepts and those little things which you are missing out on, for you to be able to cross this barrier this time. I don't want those students to stay just close to the cutoff mark but not being able to cross it. So this is being designed keeping in mind of all those students, right? 6,000 plus MCQs will be practiced across all the subjects, and this is not going to be a mere PYQ practice. You all know that Oliveboard has been churning out beautiful, wonderful content for all these students. So the world has to say, you just have to be a part of it. Okay. So think about it, and if you are a subscriber of the Super Elite, so SSC Super Elite subscriber, you will also be getting this Think Like AIR1 mock solving series. Additionally, free of cost, where the AIR 1 2024 Shubham Agarwal has actually given some tips. He has solved the live mocks, right, in an analysis, in the video analysis, where you can see him doing that live and what he's thinking as a student. So AIR 1 and not one mock, multiple mocks, even in the English language are available, and the 2 shifts which he was sitting for, he has also solved those from last year, right? So that you get a better understanding. So everything, every possible resource is here for you. You don't have to go anywhere else, right? Let me continue from here. The next one is Central Excise Inspector, popularly known as Central Excise Inspector because the name has been carried forward. But now it is GST Inspector. Okay, Central Excise has almost been, it's almost done and dusted with now. So apart from a few elements, you know, petroleum, etc. So GST Inspector, now department is Central Board of Indirect Taxes. Okay, CBIC stands for Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. So that is why CBIC, it's not a mistake. Grade pay is 4600, parallel to ITI. In-hand salary, again, this number, as I told you, is not fixed, it varies. And this is not even closer to what you're getting. Approximately, if in a group, in a very big, in a metro city, it's close to 70k plus. Okay. Work is collecting GST and excise duty, prevention of tax evasion in industries. Power R can raid, investigate and monitor industries and businesses for tax compliance. But GST, this is related to GST, not income tax. So income tax is different, GST is different. Okay, and GST, SGST, CGST. So this is CGST department. SGST is taken care of by the states. So earlier there used to be VAT inspectors in state. Now that department is converted into SGST. This is CGST. Okay. Apart from that, here parallelly, these inspectors are also posted at the airport in the customs department. So earlier there used to be an excise and customs department. Now it is the GST and customs department. So in the customs department, they are posted at the airport, they are posted at dockyards, they are also posted at inland container depots, that is ICD, etc. So there are dry ports, there are wet ports, that is the sea ports, and a lot of imports are happening, a lot of exports are happening. So that is being taken care of by these inspectors. If you are specifically being hired for that purpose, that is known as a PO or a preventive officer with a white uniform. If you have ever gotten the opportunity to travel abroad from an airport, you must have seen these people. They are there in the immigration department. So they are all with white uniforms. They are all custom inspectors. They are preventive officers, but they are all inter-transferable. A GST inspector also gets postings sometimes in the customs airport postings or dockyard postings, etc., with associated extra powers and a lot more additional responsibilities. Examiners, on the other hand, are specifically related to ports only, inland container depots, that is ICDs or dry ports, etc., where a lot of shipments come in the form of containers. So they check for these containers. This purpose is for the examiner. At a particular time, it was a very, very popular post, so much so that even it was even more popular than an excise inspector. But now the popularity has died down, and even the vacancies are very less comparatively. So direct hirings are not happening, but yes, they are being promoted and transferred internally. That is what is happening here. So this is actually a combo post, you can assume this to be. And the promotions in this line happen like the next post is superintendent. That is also group B, but it becomes gazetted. So this is non-gazetted group B. As soon as you become a superintendent, you become a gazetted officer. Gazetted means your name comes in the Gazette of India, and you are authorized for a lot of other things additionally as an officer of the government of India. And then the next post is your assistant commissioner of customs and central excise or customs and GST. So obviously it is going to take some time, 10 to 15 years you become a superintendent, generally 10 years generally, at least 10 to 15 years, and 10 to 15 years later you become an assistant commissioner. So a lot of people who have been hired as GST inspectors at a very young age can expect to be retired as an IRS officer, as the assistant commissioner. But if your age is somewhat closer to 30 right now, then the chances are less, or maybe towards the end of your service, if you're lucky enough for a few months, you might be posted as an IRS and then you'll retire, right? So that's how the growth happens. Very, very rarely will you ever move to the next level, that is a deputy commissioner. Okay, that is very rare. I'm being very honest here. Whatever I know, because I have family members working in all these departments, so I'm well aware of what is happening. Okay, Assistant Enforcement Officer, AEO. Now this is for the Enforcement Directorate, purely and purely for power. Purely and purely popular for power. So a lot of students are interested here because of the power associated with it. The ED you have been hearing about of late. So that is what this is all about. Grade pays 4600 in hand. Again, the amount is not pretty fixed, it varies. The work is investigating money laundering and foreign exchange violations. So again, you are in touch with a lot of people who are on the darker side of the society. That becomes quite challenging, that becomes quite risky for a lot of people. Those who are here for the danger, those who don't have any families to take care of, those who are here for the service of the nation, a good thing for them. Please don't take it otherwise. Don't have any false expectations. But if you are ready to take the risk, this is for you. It has its own challenges, so be careful about that. You can conduct raids, seize properties, handle high profile financial crimes, so on and so forth. There are a lot of involvements of an ED officer. But again, assistant enforcement officer is not directly related to these cases. They are all assistants to the main investigating officers. Okay. So that's how it works. Again, and all the AEOs will definitely have a lot of desk job and a lot of paperwork job as well. So be careful about that. On the other hand, these inspectors have parallelly field jobs as well. Okay, GST inspectors and all, they will be having desk jobs as well and parallelly field involvements as well. Same with ITI, but with AEOs, less of field work, more of desk work. Right, so these were the top favorite posts of all the students, of all aspirants. And I've also spoken to you in detail, in depth about all these popular posts and other posts based on their pay band and salary. So hopefully this session was actually useful to you, and the Oliveboard platform is looking forward to help you and guide you in your preparation. We are personally waiting for you in our live classes. So come, go ahead and check out all the various content which we are offering for you for your preparation, for your smooth approach for your SSC CGL 2025. Thank you so much for joining live, guys. This is me, Marush Sharma, signing off. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.